Hello and welcome to the GT vs. Super Podcast. I'm your host, Anime Danime, and with me is Bob.
Hey guys.
From GigaBoots.com. And today we're reviewing 2 episodes of GT and 2 episodes of Super. The episodes we watched were episode 12 and 13. And I'm really excited to talk to you about these episodes today. But first we gotta go through Xion's comments about last week's episode.
Of course.
Don't worry, Bob. This time the music can just be cut in. Toei said it was fine if we use that
Okay, good. I'm glad that they're in direct contact with us.
Well, no, they were okay that we used that song, but they said we can't use the other song we always use, so that's why we had to use a different version of it for the intro.
It's a good version, though. I don't know where you found it, but it was good.
Oh, it's Smooth That Grooves. Hail Xion says, I look forward to when this podcast ends because Robbie Bobby Ali cucks Danox and Danox sues Robbie Agro and Xion for $400 million. I too look forward to that. Dan, you just quoted Moochie Moochie saying Lord Lude told me and then questioned how he knew that they had a Dragon Ball. You had answered your own question. Not really. I'm speculating how absurd it is that Lord Lude
would know any of that. Yeah.
Which, with what we know this episode, becomes even more absurdly not explained. Because Lord Lude didn't tell anyone jack shit.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later. Right. By the end of us telling you about these episodes, you too will understand why that doesn't make a ton of sense. Next comment. Cut Pan a little slack. She's 9, and it's the beginning of the series. Bulma was an uber cunt. Actually, he misspelled uber. He put ubber. Maybe he meant that. I should just read that. Bulma was an ubber cunt in earlier Dragon Ball, and she was 16. But
that never changed.
They're doing a terrible job of portraying women. What do you want from me? She becomes a one-note bitch, past a certain point in the series.
Yep.
And before that, she was kind of also, but less bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pan doesn't have player knowledge in the Japanese dub. You know, he brought this up to us, right?
Uh-huh.
He was like, in the Japanese dub, Pan doesn't have player knowledge. And then he's like, in the Japanese dub in general, they don't have player knowledge mixed with character knowledge, which is the thing I keep saying about GT. But Trunks totally had that in a much earlier episode.
Yeah, that one with the fish man.
Yes, yeah. With Catfish Kuwabara.
Yes.
Let's see. Next comment. The Namekian Book of Legends is only mentioned in Super and is never referenced again. Cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Don't know how to tell you this, but the last episode of Super you watched was very on model. It's just the model sheets for the series suck. Well, guess what? There's a precedent for what Goku should look like, so they're off of that model. Ergo, it's off model. I don't care how bad the model sheets look for fucking Super. They're not drawing Goku.
That's weird, because Goku looks a lot more accurate in this episode than he did in the last
episode 12, he looked on model. Even though we spent a lot of time talking to Xion about how, 10 and 11, he didn't look on model at all, and it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, those things are hideous.
Episode 12, he looked excellent. Episode 13, dipped back down again.
It wasn't as low as 10 and 11, but it was still pretty bad.
No, but everyone else got the short end of the stick in episode 13.
Yes.
Goku stayed relatively well drawn. Last comment. I'm surprised you didn't mention Goku having random healing powers. I swear we mentioned that.
We mentioned Beerus doing it.
No, you mentioned that, and then we also mentioned
we didn't see it really heal until the beginning of this episode.
Well, he did a thing where he wiped off a scuff.
Did Goku do that as well?
Yeah, Goku did that.
I forgot.
There was the fire effect piercing his stomach, and then it just stopped being a fire effect, and his stomach was there. But how do we know that's a healing effect? It's just more like that the fiery attack finally stopped.
Right.
It didn't make a ton of sense. There's no way we could have known. You're like GT. You're making weird jumps to conclusions off of very little knowledge.
Right.
But of course, it's been a long time since Xion came to this with fresh eyes. So I understand him seeing that and being like, well, clearly he can heal. Whereas you and me are like, we don't know that yet.
Yeah.
We need firm acknowledgement of this. It can't just Yeah, we can't assume that. Which is the thing GT does with characters in universe. It's like, I see you saw the door stopper on this wall. It's a giant door. So you must already know it's a giant door to my pedo porn dungeon. What? No.
Why would I?
We didn't even know there was much behind that door, let alone that. No one assumes that, Lord Lude. No one would ever assume. What is
with
wrong
that
with
name?
you?
I guess we might have, but still,
Look,
we didn't want to jump to that.
Just because he's lewd doesn't mean he's not acceptable.
Right? It's true.
You can be lewd and be acceptable at all. So hey, Bob. Now with those dumb shit, valuable feedbacks out of the way, toss his phone into a pit so he doesn't have to read it ever again. Let's talk about GT.
Okay.
So the first thing that happens today.
Yes. Oh man.
The first thing that happens in episode 12 of GT is they cut to the mysterious figure Bob was talking about in 11 that picks up Pan.
Yeah.
And then you see the back of his head. And then the fucking narrator for the last time on GT thing, while showing all that, just goes, next, they're going to meet the guy who's in charge of it all. And it's like, what?
Yeah, who has Pan? It's like, what?
You can't just no one would have. I thought it was a random guy.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to diversify it more than just having a very linear power structure, but nope.
Yeah, no,
that's what all of this is.
I was really hoping it was just a third party getting involved.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But that's not what we got today in GT.
No, we got a lot of stuff I didn't want.
We got what? We got one thing that has actually made me turn on GT this episode. I'm fucking serious, guys. God. In any case. Okay, so the whip alien from last time, the whip turned into the alien thing, is armed tentacle whips, right?
Yes.
And it starts whipping all over the place with Goku and Trunks in the room, and Weirdo McGee has Pan, and he just walks off. And they're like, we're going to save Pan. Well, actually, no, they don't know.
No, they don't know Pan. That's later.
That's later. They don't know where Pan is right now. But they're like, who's this douche fuck?
Yeah.
And he starts whipping the ground, and he's like, not only do my whips have the power to do whatever the plot wanted.
Yeah, anything.
But now,
literally
it can do really weird, different shit. And I put my energy into stuff and make it do really weird, different shit.
And then, of course, like always, the GT, Goku and Trunks stare at him while he does this.
Yes. So he whips the ground and sends tiles flying at them. And I need you to understand, this isn't, he whips the ground and tiles fly up at them immediately. He whips the ground a shitload and possesses the tiles to fly at them, linked to the past style.
Yes. Somehow this is a threat to Goku and Trunks.
Somehow. And like a few inches thick of floor tiles made of stone.
Yeah. Something that I would expect Goku to be able to destroy all of in a
with
single
a single-handed energy beam.
During Dragon Ball Original.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, no, that feel like that was a sequence in the first tournament they entered.
I mean, he can destroy a stack of tiles, sure, but like that many? It's a whole room of tiles. It's so many tiles.
It's so many tiles.
He's gonna have to go Super Saiyan to deal with this one. Just like everything in GT. Oh man, so much happens. So the tiles fly after them and eventually smash down on Trunks, forming a little pyramid on him.
Not that big of one. Yeah.
A little pyramid.
A little pyramid.
Yeah, I was saying the shape, not the scale.
No, I know.
A little pyramid on him, and he's crushed under it. He's like, this is... and he can't move or anything.
Like half the episode.
Half the episode, he's just trying to deal with the weight of these tiles that are stacked neatly into a pyramid. So Goku and the Whip Dude get in a fight while that's happening. And the Whip Dude whips the stairs Goku's on as he's trying to run down and help Trunks. And then the stairs get way crazy and start wobbling and shit. And Goku's like, whoa! And I'm like, why are you running? You could have just leapt and flew straight down. Jump off the thing. I don't...
No.
Like, they just write things and they're like, forgetting that none of that makes sense. They have ideas for scenes and not think about, like, what the characters would do in those moments. Yeah. It's really weird. So in any case, he eventually gets to the ground and Whip Dude starts whipping shit everywhere, right?
Yeah.
He whips a pillar next to him, and then two tiny statues with faces on them that have fire in them. They're like torches, right?
Yeah.
They fuse into one torch goblin thing, like a weird floating spherical head with fire in it.
Weird.
And it starts torching Goku in the butt. And then the whip dude's like, you better cool down or something like that. And then Goku's like, ow, my little butt.
I wish he said that.
I mean, if the writing was that dumb, that would really help me out here.
Right? We need some comedy Bang Bang writers on board.
Because it's already that quality. The Tisk Tisk and Attaboy segments are better written than GT.
Yes, definitely.
Jesus Christ. So then he puts out that fire. This is so dumb. He puts out that fire on his butt.
Uh-huh.
And picks up a sword off of the wall. And then slices the thing in half. So then it explodes and it's done. And then him and the alien dude start getting in a fight again. The alien dude gets him on the ground and starts whipping his butt. And then Goku's like, ow, my little butt. And I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck is any of this about? That's so weird.
Also, the whip lost all power to turn things into dolls. It did that like in the first episode they introduced it, right? I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, no, the whip did that in the first episode, then never again.
Yeah.
Once again, this is like a weird, shitty D&D campaign that Dan put together.
It had no idea.
On an hour of sleep. Because he didn't actually write shit in advance. He just sort of set up rooms. Because Dan's interested in level design and not lore. But GT should be more interested in lore than Dan. Because that's all it is. Oh, Lord. And then we cut away from this. We cut away to Pan, who's in possession of the weird monkey dude.
Yeah.
The weirdo from the other episode is like a weird monkey dude with blonde hair and a fancy outfit. What's up, Bum?
Yeah, the leader of the cult.
Yeah.
The
Oracle.
Was this before? Did they finish the fight with the whip dude before they cut to this?
No.
Okay. All right.
No, I don't think so.
Oh well, it doesn't matter. We can get back to it if they did.
Now he's watching the fight, right?
Yeah.
He refers to the whip itself as Cardinal Muchi Muchi.
Does he? I thought you just said Muchi.
No. So that bugs the shit out of me.
Okay.
Because in that episode that it transformed into itself, it referred to itself as Muchi.
Right.
And that the larger body that was holding it was Cardinal Muchi Muchi. And he was Muchi. But then, as this douche, the Oracle, is watching the fight, right?
Uh-huh.
He refers to the whip as Cardinal Muchi Muchi. He's like, oh, Cardinal Muchi Muchi is going to have a time with this fight or something like that. And I'm like, this is fucking insane. This show can't keep track of any one thing.
No.
For like more than a whole episode. In any case, the dude just starts petting Pan. And it's really weird. And it's like, man, he's getting creepy with Pan. Why is he not like turning Pan into energy? And then he has a doll room he takes her to. It's like, oh, is that why? He's just really, really into dolls? And then he's like, I'm gonna change your clothes, Pan. I'm just gonna make you wear this outfit. And I'm like, you know, there's a reason I don't watch DigiBro GT. I really don't need any of this in my life. But nope, they decided that guy should go full DigiBro.
Yeah.
And
it lasts way too long.
Way too long.
Yeah.
We're talking when a horror movie hangs on a thing to show the visceral, real nature of it to make it that much more brutal. It doesn't cut away.
Yeah.
Minutes in the scene with him undressing her.
Right. Just like,
and he's like,
fondling over her shirt, trying to, yeah.
In the grossest fucking thing. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Holy God. And he's like, you're so beautiful. And that's why no one should pay for anime. And I'm just like, what is this guy? What is any of this? Is he a pedo or an anime reviewer? I can't even tell. And they just couldn't decide. I thought it was really inconsistent with the writing. So ends Dan's notes. That's. Did you have something else to say about that episode? Because my notes end on Muchi Muchi's, Oracle is DigiBro.
They do finish the fight with the whip guy.
Oh, how do they finish it? How does it
They go back
from
to
there?
that. They like eventually Goku and Whip Guy start fighting outside. Like they bust out to the
That's true.
outside.
And Trunks is
Whatever. Trunks isn't important yet. So Goku goes Super Saiyan and still is having trouble with this guy.
well, he goes Super Saiyan and then he can swing him real hard while holding his tentacles. So he yanks in one of the tentacles to punch him in the face, but then the dude whips him with his other tentacle, and then Goku grabs both tentacles and pulls him in, and then headbutts him, and then he swings his tentacles hard and slams him into the ground, and then the tentacle guy just gets him around the neck and hangs him off of the tiny pillars they're on and electrifies them, and
it's like
really
but
effective.
you can fly, Goku. How are you hanging? Anyway, and then we cut to Trunks, who goes Super Saiyan to lift a little pile of bricks.
Yep.
And then kick it. And
Yep.
it's like, God, you need Super Saiyan for that?
And then he stops being Super Saiyan
Yeah,
within that scene. Just like
immediately.
in the prior scene, Goku stopped being Super Saiyan once he was being hung by his neck and
Yeah,
shot.
no, he just gave up on it.
Yeah.
And then they got cut to Goku being hung again.
Yeah, he's still being hung.
And Trunks flies out and shoots Whip Guy with...
You actually don't even... You barely see that Trunks is flown out.
Yeah, no.
You just sort of get like an off-screen sound.
And then you just see an energy
And
blast.
then an energy blast that it's like twice as tall.
It looked
as
like he just did a Kamehameha, weirdly enough. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't look like anything Trunks would do. It's just,
Right.
like...
It just happens. It's almost like that scene was... That moment, that one scene was like a sentence.
Yeah.
And then a blast twice as tall as the whip dude hits him. And then it abruptly cuts away.
Yeah, and then Whip Dude's gone. We don't see him again.
We don't see him again. I guess that killed him, that one shot.
Yeah, right? After they had some protracted battle with Super Saiyan Goku.
Yes. Yeah, between the incredibly, and we can't stress this enough, because there's a way you could have him be that pedo thing, be that weird doll pedo molesty
Oh,
thing.
yeah, no, that's...
You could have done that and it not be incredibly discomforting and gross.
No, right. That is
But that's
something
not what-
I've seen achieved in media all the time.
That's
It's
not what
possible.
they did.
No, this is not
And
what
yet,
they did.
and yet they didn't pull the thing you expect them to do when you do that and immediately murder the guy.
Yeah,
Normally in media, when you go that hard on it,
right.
you get to see the comeuppance shortly thereafter. Spoilers. We don't get to see the comeuppance basically ever, but at very least until damn near the end of the next episode. Because I don't consider what happened there a comeuppance.
No.
He should have been brutally murdered. I want to see Goku go The Last of Us on him the moment Pan can talk again. Who knows? Maybe that'll happen.
Maybe.
I'm optimistic for the future of Dragon Ball GT.
It needs to be the scene like Teen Gohan killing the Cell Juniors. Like that
Yes.
level.
But it's per limb, so like Goku kicks one of his arms and it explodes in a gruesome, glorious, gory hell. Like it's just chunks everywhere. It's like a fruit gusher commercial, but it was his arm.
Oh, right. This episode also had the insanity that was his
Everything.
followers figuring out. But, okay, this leader guy is called Dal Taki or something. He goes out to his followers and tells them that he needs to take all their energies to finish resurrecting Lord Lude.
Yes, Oracle Dulled Hockey.
Yes. And then
he sends off one of his followers to go get them all.
Yes.
So they all gather in that first area, the giant open stage. And he goes out. God damn it.
Yeah, this episode has
you
so
go-
much insanity.
You say it. I just...
Yeah.
I'm really upset by how much GT does this thing it does.
He pulls out this thing that looks like a wand.
Well, he does a speech first.
Yes, okay. He does the speech first.
He's like explaining to them that they're soon going to be able to meet Lord Lude. They don't have to communicate to Lord Lude exclusively through them. And then he takes a turn in the speech where he's like, you're all going to live forever within the energy of Lord Lude. And they're like, what the fuck is... What is that even...
Yeah, and we even get before this of like all the followers are like apparently there because this guy supposedly has healing powers and they have like broken legs and all sorts of stuff where they want him to show up and heal their wounds.
It seemed like the Oracle.
Yeah,
they wanted that from the Oracle.
Yeah, they wanted that from the Oracle. So
which was
they want-
weird.
Yeah, and they hadn't seen the Oracle in 23 years.
Yeah, one guy said he was working at this for 23 years and never saw the Oracle. 23 years.
Yeah.
Now keep that in mind. Fine, I'll just say it. So then he pulls out a scepter and hits a button, and they're like, what? That looks like a remote control. Is Lord Loot a robot? And it's like, what? What the fuck do you mean? It looks kind of like a scepter. And then he goes, yes, you're perceptive. Lord Loot's a robot. And I'm just like, fuck you! You didn't build to this at all! It isn't even reasonable for that guy to have realized that! What the fuck are you doing? What is any of this shit?
Yeah, so the followers all immediately figure out its exact plan. And then are all turned into dolls and shown in the pot and absorbed.
I really turned on GT today.
Yeah, no, this episode is so bad in every possible way. I don't know. Like, I'm curious to see how Xeon can defend this. Like, this is all insanity. It's not from the dub. That didn't make any of that creepier. Like, there's no way that those shots weren't super creepy.
If anything, they should have leaned into it more and had him be like, oh, man. And then I would have been like, holy fuck, this is too real. But that's kind of where I was already.
Right.
Yeah, no, this was a terrible episode of GT. And the next episode doesn't really do much to help.
No.
It does like one thing I like, but we'll get there. So, the beginning of this episode, 13, is when the Oracle Del Taco
yes.
decides to resurrect Lord Moon, which, as it turns out, and he spills this out during that speech of like, oh yeah, I'm gathering all your energy because
your electrical energy.
Because your electrical energy from your essence is going to power him because he's a fucking robot. It's like, well, then what was that vial of blue liquid about? What was any of the shit about? How does any of this...
And then they still care about that vial. Like, that's apparently still the actual energy that they need. I don't...
And
they're still turning people into dolls to get their energy out, which seems really magical and not robotic themed. It's like they had two totally different episodes and they just shoved them together.
It's almost like they were doing one thing and then they needed it to poorly connect to another.
Yeah.
And that other thing is the highest order of this power structure. But we'll focus on this one thing for now and get to that, because it happens by the end of this episode. So, Lord Lude doesn't have enough power.
Also,
he doesn't have all full three... What?
The narrator at the beginning of this episode decides to spoil it and say, oh yeah, Lord Lude's a mutant. It's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, let's see if they can fight the mutant Lord Lude. And me and Bob just... What? Mutant? Where the fuck did that come from? Is it a robot? Is it a god? What do you mean it's a mutant? It don't look like no mutant. But yeah, in any case, didn't have all three parts of the vial filled. Just two of them. And he's like, that'll be enough to deal with these kids, you know? Man. So then he hits the button and he activates it. And Goku and Trunks are like, ah! And
now they realize he has Pan.
Yeah, because he has Pan tucked into his belt.
Yeah.
In his pockets at points. It's bad. I really don't like that part of this.
Yeah, no, it's real creepy.
It could be really creepy in a way that didn't make me horribly like, they showed him lifting Pan's shirt and they showed Pan's chest and him getting way too much out of that.
Yes, out of Pan's doll chest, and it's like, ugh. Yep.
I'm really not.
It is weird.
It. But in any case, Del Taco activates Lord Lude.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a really dumb moment where he starts running off with Pan, and he's like, Lord Lude, deal with them. I'll be in the other room. And then he starts running off, and Goku and Trunks are like, we need to follow him. And then they start running after him instead of beating up the giant robot.
No, they don't even do that. They look at him like always.
Well, yes, he starts running a shitload. They go to fly at him, but then the robot puts its arms in the way. Like the robot's fast enough where they can't fly around it.
They can't just go, like, freaking teleport over there.
Because this ain't no cool robot. It's like a dumpy,
it looks like a gigantic
1,000-foot-tall Gato.
Yeah, it looks like a big baby. Just hardly is moving right even.
Yeah, and it really does look a lot like Gato from Chrono Trigger, except for the head. The head's clearly baby, like a baby face.
Right.
But the breastplate and all that look kind of gato-y.
Yeah.
The arm plating. Yeah, no, it's dumb. It's just a giant dumb baby.
And yeah, it's not moving
it's
quickly
dumpy,
at
and
all.
it's not moving quickly. And the fight scenes, the different moments in the fights can't determine if it's a fight between them and a very fast, very powerful mech, or just like a dumpy, slow, like giant mech thing. Because different scenes are animated with it moving at different speeds. It's really weird.
It is odd.
Like,
just they don't even, like, they have this weird thing where it seems like Goku and Trunks don't want to fight it or something.
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna run around it. We're gonna figure out a way to trick it into letting us around it. And it's like, no, just fucking beat it up. You're Super Saiyans. But then they refuse to go Super Saiyan, and they refuse to fight it directly. And then they keep trying to get out of the room with it. And the show just keeps eating away at my fucking life with this.
Yeah.
And then like, eventually...
Because this is at the point where they know that that dude has Pan.
Yeah.
Like, they need to be...
And I mean, they saw his monkey face. He's clearly a pedophile.
They need to have some more urgency here, but they just don't.
Yeah. and they keep just trying to escape it, and then eventually they start fighting, and it's a really terrible fight. And then eventually we just cut to the Oracle, who's going to dress up Pan.
Again.
He chose an outfit. Yeah, I guess I forgot to mention why he was trying to undress Pan. Yeah, he was trying to play Dolly and give her a different outfit, and they spent a really long time on that last episode.
He has like a collection of these things too. It's not just Pan, but now that Pan's
but they aren't focused on.
No,
like you don't really get a good idea for them. But yeah, he had other dolls in the room,
right? Like he even has a line about how he likes keeping young girls dolls. It's like great,
really?
Yeah,
I guess I missed that.
Yeah,
that's even worse. Oh my god, what the fuck were they thinking?
I don't know.
Dragon Ball. Dun 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 dun. Gotta get the little girls. Da, da. Fucking dragon. Fuck. God damn it. Somebody tricked the giant bomb into watching this shit. I want to deal with I want to enjoy Jeff Gerstmann trying to fucking deal with this. Fuck!
I'll take the freaking next episode of Super where Elder Kai talks about motorboating chicks over this any day.
I mean,
that was hilarious.
I mean, that's fine. He's not talking about motorboating 9-year-olds.
Right?
See how that works? It's
helps.
almost like there's an obvious line there you don't cross, but whatever. So he has Pan in his room, and he's about to change her into a different outfit, and he lifts up her shirt again, and then a sound starts going off. And he's like, what? And then he's like, oh no, I gotta go deal with it. So he stuffs Pan into his belt loop. Like stuffs her under the belt, right? Other times he stuck her in his pocket. This time it's Belt Town. And he just walks into this weird secret meeting room that's behind a fake wall.
Yes.
Where he clearly keeps his pedo porn. And there are a bunch of weird floating... Yeah, that's true. He just left that room. Yes. What's in the other room if that's the secret room? Right? This is the normal one.
And everything in here looks really sci-fi.
I have like science super porn of super young children. Wow. Yeah, no, this character's terrible, and even making jokes about him is terrible. Yeah, and I really fucking hate him so much. But he leaves the doll room to go into a very sci-fi room with floating globes and globs, like you would think of globs of something in water, like oil. They're just like jelly beans,
like a lava
floating
lamp,
in space.
kinda.
Yeah. Some of it has a lava lamp look, but they're like floating things.
Yeah.
And they're all monitors, it turns out. And this Dr. Giro looking motherfucker pops up on it. His name's Dr. Mew.
Yeah, Dr. Mew.
And he just looks like Giro as a ginger made of metal.
Yeah, he's just blue Giro.
But with ginger hair.
Yes.
Like violently red hair.
So weird. Like, you don't just reuse a major villain design.
I'm sure something will come of it.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure something better fucking come of it.
I don't have any confidence in that.
That guy went to Earth when Giro was 6 and diddled him, and then decided he wanted to be Giro. That's what will come of this. Before I was known as Dr. Mew, I was known as the baby diddler. Wow.
Whoa.
The most evil guy in the Dragon Ball universe. I'd rather deal with Beerus than this guy.
Definitely.
You know you have to diddle a lot of babies before you become known as the baby diddler. I don't think anyone jumps to calling a guy that.
No, I'm pretty sure just once is enough.
Really?
Being completely honest, yes.
No. See, once and it's just like, you heard what that guy did, right? Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with him? He did it so many times that he passes
he normalized it.
He passes people at a supermarket and they just loudly go, "Oh fuck, it's Baby Diddler." Like it's his actual name now.
Yes.
His ID he got from the government doesn't list his legal name anymore. It's like in it's like in Link's Awakening when you get called thief, right?
Uh-huh.
They've replaced all references to his name on all government documents with Baby Diddler. That's how they're going to explain it. And you're going to be like, well, at least they connected the dots.
So glad they connected these dots.
I'm glad they diddled these dots to make him being just straight up Jerome make sense. But you know, Bob, I'm sure it's going to be some fucking Star Trek the Motion Picture shit where Jerome set a rocket into space and it became sentient.
And him.
And him.
You know, I wish that I could have confidence enough to believe that.
You just think it's going to be a crib designed for no reason at all?
Probably, because I mean, Super
saying
17 comes back in the next, or some arc in this, and isn't related, I'm sure.
I mean, it might be.
Oh my god.
This is a Dr. Gero looking motherfucker making robots.
He is making robots.
Yeah, so in any
there's
case,
a chance they'll connect all this.
Let's talk about how Dr. Mew comes up. Dr. Mew is like, Lord Lude, blah, 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 what's going on? And then he's like, we're ahead of schedule, Dr. Mew. Resurrection in between baby diddling. Lord Lude. And he's like, wow, you got that much energy that fast, huh? You're way ahead of schedule. It's like, it took him 23 years.
Right?
And most of that vial seemed to be filled up in these 2 episodes.
Maybe people forgot. We also saw lots of fake idols before this.
Yeah,
like as we were walking
as Pan was sneaking in, there are a bunch of broken statues and things that looked exactly like Lord Lude.
Yeah,
like we covered in the last episode.
So it's just clearly a different plot line that they had planned.
Yes,
and they're just
Gashunk.
dumping it and throwing in Dr. Mew with his robot obsession.
Yep, and now Lord Lude is a mutant robot.
Yep,
robot mutant.
His most powerful creation.
But then Mew finds out that that Del Taco activated Lord Lude at only 2 stages instead of all 3 stages of power. And he got furious and he's like, I can't believe you did that. What the fuck is wrong with you? You need to get him more energy so that way he's at his full power because then he'll be unstoppable. And then Del Taco's like, yeah, well, he'll be powerful enough to beat these 2, and then we can feed them to him. And he's like, wait, what's that doll on your belt, Mew, or Del Taco? And then Del Taco's like, this is a precious doll of mine. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. And then Mew's like, well, fuck. Wasn't that one of the people who entered? Or Del Taco just gives up that information. He's like, it was one of the ones who entered, but it's unlike the others because this one's adorable because I'm a pedophile. and then Mew's like, well, fuck that. If he's like that doll is the doll version of one of these fuckers, then obviously has a lot of energy. So you should sacrifice it to give Lord Lude his full 3 stages of power. And then Del Taco's like, what? No, I would never. He's like, do it or not, I don't care because I'm gonna do it with or without your consent. And then he's like, no, I'm never. I promised her I'd spend forever with her. And then Pan's like, yeah, I'm way safer with him than I am in the Lord Lude pot. And I'm like, honestly, Pan, I don't know that that's the emotional state you'd be in right now, given the last episode and a half. But sure, yeah.
Look, she's
got Stockholm already.
Right, she just doesn't want to die. Look,
I'm just saying, maybe the last episode and a half would make you go, maybe dying's not so bad.
Fair, but still.
Molested for eternity, dead. Just saying. She was a bit quick to be like, nah, I want to stay with this guy. It's going to be okay. At some point, he'll realize he's a fucking terrible person and stop. Nope, she's just fine with it. And then,
I mean, she has the confidence in Goku, like, stopping this. I guess. I hope.
Del Taco then's like, fine, whatever. He hits a button and a fucking laser comes out of the monitor and zaps Del Taco and turns him and Pan into a doll. So I guess he can do that.
Yes.
So yet again, we've introduced another thing being able to turn shit into dolls that will probably never come up again.
Yes. Definitely. There's no way these doll things are coming back after this.
And then he hits a button and their dolls fly into the cauldron.
Right, like, all this happens way too fast.
In, like, several rooms away, he hits a button, and then they just fly all the way into the main chamber, but they don't show continued shots to draw those scenes together, those settings, right?
Right.
No, he hits a button, they start floating, it then cuts to the main room with Goku, Lud, and Trunks, and then they fly into the cauldron, and Goku realizes that's Pan. Man, yeah, no, this is such a weird mess.
Yeah.
Goku realizes that was Pan, and then she gets thrown into the cauldron. They don't fly to stop her.
No.
He just goes, that's Pan! And then he goes, boom. Or maybe that was... Yeah, no, that was at the beginning of this episode.
Okay. Yeah, I was like...
So in any case, the dolls fly into the fucking cauldron.
Nobody notices.
That thing that happened so far, before this, is things fly into the cauldron, you hear the... sound, right?
Right.
And then the blue vial fills with blue energy, blue water,
yes,
blue liquid. And because of the way the cauldron was drawn before now, you assumed they were melted or something because it looked like a cauldron full of liquid. This time they fly in and it's just a bunch of dolls on top of each other with electricity going around them. And then Pan's soul and Del Taco's soul, doll-sized soul, fly out of the dolls and then straight into the mouth of Lord Lud. And then Lord Lud's super powerful. And that's where we end this episode. I think I left out one scene with spinning arms, but I think that was before all of that.
Yeah, it was before all that. But
yeah,
it was
I left out a scene with... Yeah, no, the fight's fucking terrible. There are a few moments with fighting. Goku spanks his own ass at Lud, which is weird.
There's a lot of episode.
Most of GT as of late's been ass play. You notice that? It's really boring. I much prefer Super with motorboating. Because it does involve 6-year-old boys. Bob, do you have any notes?
No,
anything meaningful?
That whole episode was madness.
I noticed you two keep having the instinct to throw the fucking notebook so you can stop looking at this reminder of how fucking terrible this was.
Yeah, no, those 2 episodes of GT are like insane.
The worst.
Insane. What were they thinking?
I don't know. In their urge to merge this story with the next story they actually wanted to do, they let some weirdo like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon did, some weirdo with really fucked up fetishes in charge of an episode or 2.
Yeah.
He's just like, what if that guy got the dolls and he touched them? They're like, wow, that's really fucked up. What then? He really enjoys it. Okay, and then what then? He lifts up her shirt. Okay.
What, of course, all this time is the key animator just working, just going.
Yeah, and then not even thinking about it. He's like, okay, I got to draw that. This got to get done. Not thinking about. Wait, no. What? Why the fuck are we doing this? This fucking show. God damn. So that's why I turned on GT this time.
Yeah. I don't know how anyone could defend these 2 episodes.
I mean, after these 2 episodes, I don't know how anyone could defend this series.
Yeah.
I'm now starting to question Xeon very heavily. Like, more so than ever. This is bad. This is really bad. This is really fucking bad, you guys. Like, I could never recommend anyone watch this. But let's go to... Because
everything that's setting up is like, this is it. This is gonna... They basically...
It's not a continuous delivery on story elements that maintains being interesting and causing revelations that change things in a way that's cool. It's strung together bullshit that keeps changing its rules, that keeps throwing out weird turns of events. And on top of all of that, it's really fucking gross with the pedo thing.
Yeah. Remember the episode before these where...
No, I don't remember anything anymore.
There's also that giant lion that was also a robot, I guess. It's like...
You mean for like a minute?
Yeah, like this for a minute. It's like, why? Just more of that.
Yeah, no, that episode had multiple turns like that. That were just, what? And then it even ended on the whip turning into an alien thing.
I'm surprised he's not a robot yet. Maybe Moochie will come back and be a robot.
I mean, we don't know that he's dead. Yeah. At any moment, they could pull him back in and be like, he wasn't dead.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
let's talk about Super.
Yeah, Super. Let's get out of this GT pedo town.
Okay, so Goku and Beers are in space, right? As we left them last episode, they're screaming and punching each other.
Yes.
But this time, they're in space. They're sort of staring at each other, getting ready to fight. And then the Bulma ship full of all these fucking people is trying to fly into space to watch the battle up there, but it's gotten wrecked by the force of the battle so far in prior episodes. So it's just sputtering and like being a piece of shit. And then Beers is clearly like pissed off that it's trying to get close. Like he's sweating just looking at it, kind of disgusted by it. And then Goku's like, how about we fly a little higher? And Beers is like, okay. And then they fly higher, and it's a funny moment. That's all it took. Super won this episode, guys.
Right.
For the first time ever, I'm just going to be like, man, Super, what a great series. What a great follow-up to Z. Fuck GT.
Yeah, no, I don't see Super doing any weird pedo stuff.
So Vegeta's watching the entire battle from the deck of the ship. And he's doing this by cranking his neck all the way back, staring straight up into the sky nonstop.
Yeah, no, he like refuses to be in any sort of comfortable position. It's just like he could be laying down looking up. No,
but he's standing, arms crossed, staring straight up petulantly. And Whis comes over and he's like, hey, you're going to get a neck cramp doing that. How about this? Ooh. And then he makes a picture-in-picture appear in the sphere of energy, and he's like, pretty cool, huh? It's so crisp, the image. And then Vegeta doesn't even look at it. He just keeps staring into the sky, and Whis is like, okay.
I see where this is going.
You're dumbass. But yeah, Goku and Beerus start fighting, and the way they're hitting each other is really fucking powerful. Like, insanely powerful. Unprecedented how powerful they are. And the energy arcing off of them hitting each other starts creating waves that ripple throughout the terrible effects package they bought.
Yes.
And the rest of the universe. And it starts rocking everyone and kind of shaking the earth and, like, wrecking asteroids and shit. And then it cuts to the Elder Kai and the Supreme Kai. And they're like, these energy waves are so strong that as they get further away from the point of origin, they get even stronger, and they're going to blow up the universe in 3 waves. So then that episode, you know, they're just punching each other, and these waves keep coming out and wrecking everything and being powerful. And Goku gets hurt a bit, and Goku gets better, and Beers starts saying, like, I'm going to use all of my power. And Goku's like, yeah, well, I'm going to use all of mine. So they keep fighting. And things keep going, and more waves come out, and as yet another wave comes out, right?
Yes.
It is so powerful. It is so powerful. It's another one they're like, oh god, it was only going to take 2 waves to destroy the world. This is it. This is the end. The Elder Kai looks at the Supreme Kai and he's like, I should have never made the wishing balls on Earth. I should have given them something else to hunt for, some other treasure. Like, what was it? It was one thing.
I think it was Dirty Pictures.
He was like Dirty Pictures or IOU cards for a free motorboat. And then he goes, and it would be for the hottest chick in the world, like with cans so huge that they have their own gravitational field. And Supreme Kai just looks at him and he's like, well, let's talk about something that's real for a moment, shall we?
Yes, it was good.
It was great.
It was a good moment.
Amazing.
Sometimes we forget that he's just Roshi again. But no, he is.
Every old man in Japan's a pervert. Da, 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 da.
They even cut to the TV station covering, like, is the Earth is rocking and...
Yeah, they're just recording people getting like, oh, fuck, there's tremors.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we don't know what's causing this energy or how bad it's going to get, but we have a live interview with Mr. Satan. And then Mr. Satan is like on the phone with them. And they're like, Mr. Satan, where are you right now? And Mr. Satan's like, actually, I'm at a really swank birthday party. And they're like, seriously? And he's like, but that's what it would look like to the idle observer, but in actuality, I've sabotaged. What was it? I've infiltrated some sort of drug organization with criminals, and they're like,
super weapons.
And super weapons. The interviewer's like, oh wow, that's really impressive. Are they behind this? And he goes, yes. They're like, how? And he goes, the phone's having trouble. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, Jesus. And then he hangs up. It's really good.
Yeah.
And yet again, I go, man, Super is a great show. What a great time. This is a good time for everybody. And they were drawn really on model this episode. Everyone.
This fight sequence with Spears and Goku actually looks decent.
Yeah.
Like, I don't just feel awful watching it.
Yeah.
And
which was pretty weird.
Yeah.
Because, like, it was just hand to hand.
Right. This is like the first time in in Super that I feel like a fight scene that
visceral
looks
battles with punching and kicking,
right?
Without a bunch of teleporting and appearing everywhere and flying all the way down the earth and all the way up the earth and everything else.
Yeah, and just one of them not being able to fight back or something just silly.
This is the first actual fight in Super. It only took 13 episodes.
This and the snake. Episode 1 Snake was a better fight scene than pretty much anything up to this.
Yeah, that's depressing.
Yeah,
You're probably right. It's really depressing. But that had the GT problem. It's like they're way stronger than this. What is going on?
It did.
I bet that snake's stronger than Frieza.
Probably.
Because God knows everything a GT is. Hell, the fucking Oracle's probably stronger than Frieza. You saw how much he filled up the vial when he got turned into a doll?
Yeah, I mean, that couldn't all have been Pan, right?
Yeah. No, I'm sure a decent amount of that energy is Lord Del Petto.
Yes. Donkey.
Donkey Petto? But then Satan's like, he starts yelling at Pan, right? Who's he yell at? Piccolo? He's like, oh, it was Whis.
Okay,
he yells at someone.
He starts like, begging Whis to.
He's like, you need to do something about this. You need to stop this or whatever. I feel like
wait, that's not until next episode.
There's somebody he's yelling at. Oh yeah, they're like, we have a larger problem right now. And the ship that Bulma and everyone else is in is about to crash into the ship.
Oh yeah, he was calling Gohan. He was like, you need to stop this.
And then Gohan's like, we have a larger problem right now. And then the ship's about to crash into the boat, which is a little weird.
Yeah,
because they could all. Like
all
most
of them were super powerful and could have easily have just held the thing up from inside. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like 80% of the people in there can fly and could beat up Frieza right now.
Yes.
But stopping a space capsule, that's really hard. So Whis stops it. And everyone's like, oh, thank you, Whis. And then Whis is like, whatever, your plan's probably going to get blown up. I don't care.
Yeah, because Whis is just that kind of hardcore guy.
He kind of just takes a dump.
He's ice cold.
He kind of takes a dump on the situation. And then we cut to Goku and Beerus back out in space, who form energy dragons out of their aura, which are wicked awesome. And they're like, rah! And they start flying everywhere. And it's like, oh shit, they're going to battle with their dragon energy. And then the dragons fly back into them, and then their auras are just bigger.
Right.
And I'm like, what? God damn it.
And to kind of like solve that whole thing where the universe was destroying while they fought.
I thought that was next episode.
No, this was during this one where they Goku like starts perfectly matching Beerus' power.
He's aligning the polarities of their opposite forces perfectly, so that way there's no offset in the force causing shockwaves. So he makes it a perfect line with his punches, perfectly meeting up with Beerus' punches and negating it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It is pretty neat.
This episode is the single greatest episode of Super so far. Thank God. The series needed a good episode, so we hit it.
Right.
I'm really glad.
It took 12 episodes, but they did it. They made something interesting.
And then episode 13 starts. Oh, wait. I guess I should tell how that ends.
Oh, yeah, the ending.
So they start doing a Kamehameha versus Death whatever battle, right? And then everyone's talking about, like, oh, man, this next shockwave could be enough to destroy the whole world. and it starts, like, as they go to battle with this beam battle, it gets brighter and brighter, and the force gets more and more tremendous, and then it starts glowing extremely bright everywhere, and everything gets perfectly white, like, blown out in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then the episode ends. The next episode starts. Everything's normal, and they're like, what's up? And then it was like, oh, that was just a tiny shockwave coming off of their beam battle. That wasn't the actual explosion. They're still having a beam battle. Sorry about that. We had an interruption. Random stray dog outside barking. Really tiny dog. What were you talking? We were talking about, like, so then it cuts back to the beam battle, and it's of highly condensed energy, and then Elder Kai is just like, it's now even more condensed and powerful than before. It's like a condensed neutron star,
right?
But even bigger and more powerful. And if it explodes, then we're all gonna die, the entire universe.
Yeah, it's bad stuff.
Yep.
It's bad news. So and now we cut back to Satan, and he's begging Whis to, like, somehow like, stop this.
Please just go up there and stop them,
because this is gonna kill everything. Like,
this is gonna kill absolutely everything. And Whis is like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. Nope, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. And then Satan's like, please, Whis, please, I'll give you anything. I'll give you this, and he draws up a coupon that says, "Oh, what was it? Eat anywhere for free, all you want." Coupon, and it has a picture of Satan's face on it. And he's like, "What? Oh, that's filthy! Oh, how could you? Oh, that's so tempting! Oh, what do I do? No." It was really good. It was a good moment. I like that. See, Satan made a very decisive attack on a weakness he perceived in his opponent. And that's why he's the world's best champion of coupons.
Yeah, the Satan writing is really on point in Super. It's weird.
Yeah, like they understood what to do with him,
right? Which is more than I could say for anything in GT.
Can we just? I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, let's not even talk about it. Let's not even.
GT is now just. Remember when Dragon Ball had that space pedo? I hope that clears out of my head before we record the next one.
Right?
But he'll still be in it. Because if Pan's going to get restored, then so will he, I'm sure.
I don't know. Maybe they'll find some way to not do that.
I hope. But, yeah, so Beers uses 100% of his energy to clear out the tension and power between the two of them.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, he says he neutralized it and won't explain how.
Yep. He's like, I negated it. And then he's like, what? How'd you do that? And he's like, I'm not telling you. So what I expect is the Universal Tournament art starts with some other universe being like, you fucking blew up half of my universe, asshole.
Probably. That has to come back and bite him somewhere.
It should be amazing. That single follow-up would be better than anything in GT. Anything. What was it? So they're fighting still, and then Goku does an awesome thing where him and Beers like hit each other and grab each other's hands, and they're locked in a death grip. And then he just starts slamming his fucking head into Beers over and over. And Beers like, "What the hell? What are you doing?" And then once they detach, Beers yells at him, and he's like, "Headbutting is for street fights. It isn't for a battle of gods." Goku's like, "Whatever, it hurt you." And then Beers is like, "Ah!" It gets really pissed.
Claims that it didn't even hurt him.
Yeah, he's like, "Whatever, it didn't hurt me." And Goku's like, "Yeah, it did."
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It was really good.
The
dialogue was.
It's kind of a moment you expect from Yu, honestly.
Yes.
Like the street fighting stuff.
Yeah. Pompous asshole gets wrecked by Yusuke. Says it's not proper. And then Yusuke's like, "Whatever, I whipped your ass." And then we get a gimmick. And the gimmick is Goku's godliness starts fading. His fiery red aura that comes with Super Saiyan God starts fading. And then it completely disappears as Beers is trying to explain this to him. And then he's just Super Saiyan floating in space. And then Beers is like, "See? You don't even have that power anymore. It's pitiful." And then Beers starts thinking to himself. He's like, "It's kind of a curse being this powerful. You feel so lonely, never able to find a power that can challenge yours." And then Goku decks him in the face, and he's like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And then Goku's like, what? I'm not done yet. And then he starts like literally landing blows that are doing decent damage on Beerus. And he's like, what is going on? And then Goku goes, a fight in space? And me and Bob laughed really hard at that. That was an excellent fucking joke.
Yeah, it was too real. It was like Goku realizes, yeah, no, you just punches some dude in space.
Yeah, that's just what he's doing. And yeah, then it just seems to be that Goku has upped his power as a Super Saiyan to the point where he can hit a person with God power.
Yeah, because he was Varys explains it as like his body's now tasted God power,
and it has a fire burning in it.
Right.
Yes, so that is what Goku is now capable of. And so we build up for the next episode where they're going to continue this fight. And then the fucking Blu-ray from Xeon fucking ends. And they have a different outro too, just to be like, this is another season. We don't want to end our arcs on time. Hope you enjoyed that filler.
Good thing we had the whole episode that did literally nothing. Like that.
Which one?
Like 2 or 3 that were all in a row, and just like Goku was not even drawn. Someone else was drawn in his place, and it would look terrible.
It's me, Chad Goku.
I'm Goku on King Kai's planet. Remember that time we used footage like 12 times in this one episode? Yeah.
Good times.
Made a good episode.
Remember that time we kept cutting back to footage from Z?
Oh, yeah. Good times.
Good times. But, I mean, 12 was good enough where I'm really hopeful for the future of Super.
Yeah, I mean, and then 13 wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
It had some bad moments.
Like GT was. GT has lowered the bar so far. I did not think it was possible for GT to be this bad. Bob, I don't think the parts you hate later in the series are as bad as these 2 episodes.
Probably not.
Super 17 probably doesn't diddle little girls, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, we probably aren't going to get into this again. I hope.
He doesn't get his giant shoulder biceps from sucking little boy penis. So I doubt it's ever going to get this bad ever again. Look, he doesn't...
Dan dives deeper into how horrible things could be.
He's not going to be like, yes, now being Super 17 and so powerful, it gives me the ability to fuck really fat dudes on camera for minutes straight. And I'm like, no,
what?
Please stop. I don't need any of this in my life. Keen listener out there's like, wait, fucking fat dudes is as bad as pedophilia? I'm like, well, I mean... I'm really upset if you show me either.
No, but I don't want to watch it.
Fat dudes are getting laid. Put them in jail. Wow, that would be really weird to be that militantly like fat shaming.
Yeah, no.
But no, this is just terrible, and there's no way JT will ever be able to craft 2 episodes back to back that are this bad ever again. Because as you said, they clearly had a magic thing going with it. They clearly had a whole different thing going with all the fake ludes built that were shattered.
Yeah.
And then they just did a double shift of like, oh, there's an Oracle. Oh, there's also Mew. Fuck off. Jesus.
Yeah.
Get your shit together. And then the really gross shit is also really gross. And the fight scenes really fucking suck. GT continues not knowing how to write a decent fight for these fuckers.
Yeah, no, everything is just like, well, then they just don't do that. Then they just get beat up because they don't move. Something just...
They don't go Super Saiyan for most of the episode.
Yeah, no, the Super Saiyan just can't do a Super Saiyan. A Super Saiyan is hard.
Goku got to a point where saying a new Super Saiyan didn't drain his energy.
I know. He like leading up to the Cell games, he said Super Saiyan constantly, even while asleep.
Yep.
For weeks straight.
Yep.
Yeah,
no, GT was terrible. I'm sorry, Xeon, but Super finally won an episode. And GT hasn't won any. It's just tied every episode. Because Bob always voted for Super. And I always voted for GT. But now, Super has the lead by 1 point. Thanks for listening to this episode of GT versus Super. I hope we all learned a lot today. If you enjoyed this, you should probably subscribe and comment below saying exactly, quote, I enjoyed this. That's the only way we'll know if you enjoyed this. And after you do those, maybe back us on Patreon and, I don't know, spam us with comments. Be like, I'm only backing you for your dumb Dragon Ball podcast. That helps us figure out why people like us. And It's really helpful because, as it turns out, if the podcast doesn't get any views and we don't get any support, eventually we have to stop it because we only have a limited amount of time. But I'm really getting off topic. What I'm here to say is thank you. GigaBoots has been brought to you by our Immaculate God King executive producers, Vincent Poverk, Cy Wolf, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Unit Number 2, Joshua Mattingly, Brendan O'Sullivan, Trouncing Trogdor, Starfalcon, and Spaceman Spiff. Thank you to all of our God King executive producers, and also these guys. Head on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots and become one of these names today.